Hey, what's up? This your boy Hassan, and I got Randall here.
Hey, what's going on?
And Randall, who else we got in the building?
We got our new co-host, Omar.
What's going on? What's good?
Wow, man, we got a good show for you guys, right?
We got a packed show for you tonight.
Packed. We're talking packed, Christmas wrapped and ready to go. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get this show rocking. So,
You've been playing. You both have been playing. Was it Super Mario Run or is it Mario Run?
for 30 minutes, I've been playing Mario Run.
Mario
Yes.
Run.
I've been
What-
playing all day.
You've been playing all day?
Give me your hot takes.
Hot takes?
Give me.
The tutorial has treated me well. That's all I got.
So, the game itself is a solid. It's a Nintendo game, so it's solid. It's real solid. The only thing I don't like is that you get through them first 3 levels,
Okay.
and then you got to buy the first boss fight.
Oh man, you got to pay $10.
$10.
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
You have to, like, there's no
There's no
in-game currency or anything like that.
No, you have to pay $10.
That surprises me that they would take that approach.
Well, no, when you think about it, you got all the people who like Mario. How many people who gonna buy the game, get the game, then drop $10 like that because it's worth it. It's good. It's good content. It's a good game.
You know, yeah. I don't know how many people. Only because, like, we're all gamers, so we would do that because we know Mario and other gamers would.
No,
But would casual people?
So when you
Pay
think
10?
you can play with one hand. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So as I was going through and looking, so I went back to the App Store and looked. It's the number 1 app, and it's like the number 4 top grossing already.
Hey,
People buying it. So when you think of that 99 cents, so like, now we're gonna do $10 a pop.
It's like that.
but it's just historically people have been shown hesitancy to paying a lot of money for apps.
Okay,
for
but not
games.
apps. When you think about Nintendo, what do you think of? You think of game quality.
Yeah.
You think of overall good
Right.
gameplay.
But
right?
I mean, I play games though. You know, I don't know.
Right.
I'm just wondering about casual people or people who don't game very often. Is that something that looks like like maybe do it once? Will they continue to do that, or is it?
Well, they need
It's
to
just-
casually get that fingerprint out and get that payout. You know,
Yeah, the question is, have you paid for it yet?
I'm about to, man.
About to.
I just got past that tutorial. I'm looking for where I can pay the $10 right now. I'm looking for the $10 function. Why can I do that?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Do you like
Okay.
Nintendo on a mobile, like things like? Would you like to see more of this? Or do you think
Yes.
this is?
I want to see Metroid like this and something like
I don't want to see Metroid run. What the hell she run into?
I mean,
Gonna run into a ball.
but well, I mean, I've been with the old Metroid you get for a while. I mean, this could be a good way for Nintendo to put out. You know, kind of we spoke about last week with those remasters with Sony. This could be Nintendo putting out classic games, F-Zero X, kind of, you know, franchises that they don't want to commit to, you know, a full console release. But it's interesting considering how long Nintendo's, you know, resisted mobile gaming outside of their own platforms.
Yeah, but when it comes to if they're gonna do it, they usually do it right. They're like Apple in certain ways. They'll do it when they do it right.
Right.
They spend a little bit more money, maybe a little bit more money, but it's worth it. You get quality content.
Yeah, and again, we're usually willing to pay for quality.
Right.
And actually, along those lines with Apple, the other question I had was, with it, like right now, it's exclusively on Apple. I wonder how. I guess maybe it's an open-ended question. How well that strategy would work long term. I mean, yeah, we're used to console exclusives, but to have it just seems kind of weird for it to come out only on one particular device, even for a short window.
When you think about the fragmentation in Android, that answers that question, because when you have Android, you have so many different iterations out in the wild. So you have there's no one over. So like when you think of, I think iOS 10 we're on now, they said it's about a 70-cent rollout rate.
Yeah,
70%.
right.
So when you think about that with Android, when they roll out with a new operating system, you're not gonna get 70%.
Right.
You may get 30 tops.
I get that, but I guess it's because they're still releasing on Android. So I guess my more question is about the timing of it. Is not because again, even with that issue, it's still going to persist even when they release it later on.
It's about like the adoption. I just split between Android.
Yeah.
And
I guess I'm surprised and wondering if they'll continue to do that and how it could affect
It's probably a
not having
partnership.
that same day and date.
The Apple App Store is substantially more profitable than the Android App Store. So therefore, you're going to go where your money is first and then think about the others after the fact.
Not to mention, I mean, people who do have, to what Omar said, I think the adoption rate, people are more than willing to buy something on the App Store than they are Play Store. Not to mention, it's hard to, I mean, this is all like an opinion. Like my shit, I could be wrong. Oh, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I just really believe they went this route because they know for a fact that they get more as a company. They get more of a hands-on feel with the consumer than you can. You get more consumer data than you can with an Android market. Like you can bypass the Android market or Play Store if you want. You can get an APK. You can download through APK. That doesn't translate to sales. That doesn't translate to how many people are there.
Yeah, pirated games, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, then you have the LG's twist, possibly. I mean, you got all these different versions of ROMs that you have to make it for. But you make it for Apple, you're making it for Apple devices. Period.
It's kind of funny. That whole argument it's kind of a, I wouldn't say microcosm per se. It may not be a good way to phrase it, but it's kind of the same argument you have with PC versus console. When people are like, well, we don't make it for PC because there's no one standard, and console being that walled garden, you're getting, you have a target and it stays with that. It's kind of interesting that the mobile, ecosystem is kind of taking on that same face and same debate.
And usually a lot of game makers, they make games with Apple in mind,
right?
As opposed to doing it for Android and it's, going to Apple. So I guess that's just, I don't know, maybe the world being able to see how developers design games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like usually when the game comes out, it'll come out Android, Apple, and then that's it. But then there's some games that have come out for Apple, not even like Nintendo's release is like the wow, why is this happening moment? But there used to be like a Trinity Blade, I think it was called, that was on Apple first, then it went to Android. You know what I mean? So it's just,
and I'm sure it's probably Apple most likely just paid them to do it. They wanted on their device. Yeah, I thought it was interesting as a concept, and whether or not you think how long they would do that.
So when you think about all the people who have iPhones and all that good stuff, I've just looked real quick. 92% of all Apple devices have iOS or later. So when you think about the sheer number of devices that they have, so you're thinking about iPods, iPads, older iPhones, all that good stuff. You have 92% of all users can have the same experience no matter what OS they have. With Android, you don't get anything near that.
No, you could possibly, that's why, a lot of people be trying to they're trying to figure out why does my phone not run this? Because it's never designed for your K7. Like it's never designed for your, your Samsung Galaxy 3. Like it wasn't. So though, like they really designed it for this version of iOS, and this version of iOS can work on, an iPhone 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see too many people out there with an iPhone 4 anymore. And if there shouldn't be, because they had the iPhone 6C or 6C, I think it was. Or,
like I know a friend of mine, SE, her kids have, but one of her kids has a 4, another has a 4S. But it's only because she's not dropping that money for their phones yet.
Yeah, so, if they can run iOS 10 or iOS 9 or whatever, then they should be fine.
They run iOS 8. Mario will run on iOS 8. So that tells you how far back it goes.
Dang. Meanwhile, on Android, they're currently on what now? Nougat?
Is Nougat? They passed smartphone already?
At some point, yeah.
Wow. I think it's Nougat, yeah.
It would have to be if I knew what Nougat was. Like, it's not Nougat, dude. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get all the Android fans telling you.
I'm sure somebody's like, well, why does Hassan's white voice sound like this dude who's just out of his mind and doesn't know anything?
So overall, though, you like the idea and the trend of, or I guess not a trend yet, but like to see a trend of Nintendo taking its franchises, applying them, adapting them to a mobile version.
The mobile devices now are a lot faster, more powerful than they were 5-10 years ago. So therefore, you can get a very good gaming experience on a handheld device.
Right.
Do I like the trend what Nintendo's doing?
Yeah. Like, do you like seeing Mario and Animal Crossing go or whatever?
It's going to be hard for me to ask. It's going to be
Sonic sucks on iPhone. I downloaded it. It was like the free Apple of the week or whatever. It sucks.
Sucks. I mean, but this is a Miyamoto made game.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's. I don't know. I think I would now have to compare a console Mario versus because it makes so far
there's no way you can compare the two though, because the console's gonna be a lot more feature rich than
I would see how what I mean compare. I would have to see how this stands. Not graphically.
What you would have to do is you have to look at it from a first Mario experience on that device. So your first Mario experience on Nintendo, your first Mario experience on the Super Nintendo, first Mario experience on 64, first one on GameCube, first one on the Wii. So you have to think of it that way, because each one was different in its own way.
Right.
So you have to think of it when you want to compare it. That'll probably be your best way to compare it.
Like to see how it runs, and because that's what everybody's watching this. Like the gaming world is watching this.
Right.
How is Nintendo going to do this and have consoles? Like, will it feel good? Will it feel different? Like, and they did it with Pokemon, and you saw the people who played Pokemon Go and the money that it made. You saw the highest selling game in GameStop was Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, it reinvigorated.
Yeah, I'd still be curious to see how many people picked up Sun and Moon because of Go. I mean, because I'm sure there were a lot of people who were gamers who may have fallen off and got back into it, but how many people who weren't? Because obviously Pokemon Go was huge for the short time that it was really big, and how that translated over into sales that otherwise wouldn't have existed.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know how many moms and pa's that went out and bought it for their kids, because now they remember
exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Especially going into the holidays for Christmas. There's some unopened games, ready to be played. So we'll see.
I'm curious. The last thought on it, though, we mentioned Pokemon Go as an example. It does fill me with a little trepidation, because Pokemon Go, as fun as it was, being a gamer, I wanted more from it, but obviously not going to give you too much because they want you to get a little taste and then go by the main thing. So I'm concerned that would be the case with all the games. That would be not quite enough to to what I really want, which would be a full experience, which I'm not really expecting too much. But we talked about Metroid. It's going to be adapted, obviously, to be played on mobile, but also changed so that it's not the full Metroid experience. So that when the next Metroid comes out, you go to the Switch and pick it up.
They just sat here and made a game that you have to tap. So he automatically runs. Spoiler alert. Wow.
But it says that in the description.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like the first thing you say. But somebody right now cannot play it because.
Right. But we've all played. I'm sure we're probably familiar with
something like that.
Yeah, we played emulators on touchscreen phone, and those kind of games are difficult to play without a physical controller.
Apple doesn't have.
Oh.
They used to back in the day. When you jailbreak, you can do those things.
Actually, I did see a ROM that you could get for the PSP.
Yeah, I got one for the SNES. Right, I got Chrono Trigger on my phone right now.
All right, we don't need you to really have your chest out about that.
So
I have say it with your chest.
I have Chrono Trigger on mine. Everything is happening over here. I don't want this 1 + 3 even doing things. Can't play Mario, big play. No. So mobile, I think is going to be a big thing. Look at Sony. They have their binoculars out right now. Like, yo, we can get, I don't know, can we get like a Infamous out there on this type of thing? Like, maybe we can put, PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah.
On mobile. I think that'll work. Make the mobile thing, and then they can, join into their PlayStation Network account. And Microsoft, they're just looking like, we got this whole backwards compatibility thing popping off.
Microsoft's like, can we put Gears on mobile? Will that work?
That would probably be, I don't know, probably good.
It can run it. It'll be a little laggy, but it can run it.
I think the best would be to take, for really all the companies, take their franchises and just adapt the game, build it for like a specific, like kind of the Mario run, where it's in the same vein as Mario, and it's clearly Mario, but it's built for phone use. And I think whatever they do the same thing. For their franchise. So if you want to put your Halo Wars on mobile because it's an RTS or something of that nature, I think it's probably the best bet to go rather than trying to force a game that's best with a physical controller into a touchscreen interface.
Yeah. And Mario definitely could do that. I think Sonic could do it. Sonic has done it before, as Omar has said. They said it was trash. It kind of low key was,
but they did it.
Low key, high key.
Oh, come on, man. Come on! Don't they weren't in an octave, were they?
High key, yes. It was soprano.
Oh no,
soprano shit.
They were A flat, man. Speaking about the whole gaming market, first of all, I don't even think Microsoft cares about mobile anything.
Yeah.
I think they're really trying to push this whole around this one play thing that they've been doing, and also they've been pushing their backwards compatibility.
Right.
To commemorate on that, they did the whole free
Lost Odyssey. Yeah.
And Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon's you have to pay for, but it went backwards compatible.
Well, thank you for telling me that. I thank you for clearing that up, Randall. I appreciate it.
I didn't want someone to go look for
like, dude, where's the Blue Jacket says $5.99. Why is it saying this?
Actually, but I think I think it was a smart idea on Microsoft's part to at least give Lost Odyssey free and put those games, because I mean, I know partially because of PSX kind of thing recently, but I remember being online and reading some people lamenting the lack of JRPGs on the Xbox. You know, the new Tales game isn't coming to Xbox, and there's been a big, I don't want to say confusion, but there's been a big to-do about whether or not to get the Kingdom Hearts remasters on Xbox, because 3 is coming to...
Right, it was Omar Dorn. Is he playing that Mario?
He's being professional.
What? I'm over here researching.
He's being informed.
Not you, buddy. I pull up my percentages. I need to know where I'm at. 92%, sir. Come on, dog.
But yeah, I think it in a way, not a great way, but in a way, kind of fills a void a little bit of the JRPG genre that's not really, filled by new games on Xbox. And for people who didn't play those games, get a chance to give them a shot. Because I remember I started Lost Odyssey. Didn't really get through it. Blue Dragon, I was never into turn-based, so I never really played it. But
I wanted to play Blue Dragon, and I bought Lost Odyssey. I beat Lost Odyssey. Lost Odyssey to me was probably one of those games that, like you said before, it flew under the radar for a lot of people. The JRPG things. I don't know about buying an Xbox for JRPGs.
Right.
I mean, but that was done by the person who created the Final Fantasy series in general.
Yeah.
So, and it was done by the Miss Walker Studios. So I was like, yo, I got to get this game, man. Like this, and I enjoyed it. The battle system was just, it was, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that game came out around the time as what was that from Square Enix? Like Lost Revenant, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. There were quite a few games like that. There's game Infinite Undiscovery, which actually I heard wasn't that great, but looked good. There was what was that 360 JRPG that came out near launch? I was going to draw on the blank. Something with arms, I think. I don't remember what to do, but they were a lot. It was when Microsoft was still trying to court the Japanese, our audience a lot harder.
Nobody was buying it.
Yeah, they weren't doing it.
No.
Which in turn causes a problem because they weren't
doing it.
They're not getting the JRPGs now. So this is kind of a good, and again, at least from an article I saw, I think it said 92% or 90% of like the or somewhere about there, console owners are using the backwards compatibility feature.
I thought it was 50%.
It's extremely high, more than half, like a vast majority, which surprised me because when the console generation first started, people on both sides, Sony and Microsoft, were complaining about backwards compatibility, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
I know it to be a big. I mean, my thing is like when you have there's a lot of people. I mean, I play games, but there's a lot of people who play more games than I do and haven't even opened up the case yet, and then they're already buying a PS4, and they don't want to let go of their PS3, because they want to play those games, right? You know what I mean? So it would be nice if the console that's coming out going forward can allow you to play the games from before. That way you could possibly shelve the PS3 or the Xbox 360.
Hey, I would like if they even went all the way back to Xbox games, to be honest. I would love that.
To go back to Xbox games?
Mm-hmm. So if Xbox One would still play Xbox games, I would love that.
Man, I'd just pick up J Empire, go all day on that game.
That's one of my favorite. I thought that was on mobile, wasn't it?
What?
Yeah, but I like the. I mean, I can get a physical controller.
Okay, you want the physical controller?
Yeah, which I mean, I can get one for a phone, but
there's certain games I want on Xbox that I will go.
Shield.
No, really.
Hey, dude, I got the first Switch. Look,
I got the Nvidia Shield right next to his Nokia N-Gage.
Oh, wow! You gonna take that?
That thing was real. It took a true gamer and a rocket scientist to really play that thing. Buttons.
You probably had a Neo Geo too, didn't you?
One Neo Geo Pocket they had on the daggone SNK games, dog. And that thing was dope, man.
Whatever. It was like $800.
Man, it's cool, man. I wanted to want this one too, but by the time that came up, PSP dropped. I was like, hey. I mean, by the time I really caught wind of it, because I started looking at different places where you could buy it online and Play Asia and all that. Links on, whatever. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to shell that out for that now. I mean, I could wow my friends, but once they are wowed, I'm still broke, but gee. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, backwards compatibility, I think I'm really liking this time in video games, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're really seeing these companies go in a different direction, and it doesn't make you feel no kind of way. Like, like the clamping down for Sony of like exclusivity and in new JRPGs or just Japanese games in general, along with like the DLC packs and stuff like that they would get for like the current games that are going forward. That's dope to me. Like you're really seeing Microsoft say, "Hey, we don't give a shit. We're doing this over here."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like you said, it's interesting the different. I mean, because PlayStation's generally always been that console that when you wanted JRPGs, it's where you went.
That's where you went.
Especially once Xbox came on the scene. Nintendo, back in the day had they had their fair amount, but Sony's really been like you want to watch an anime, then play an anime. You go,
you come over PlayStation. Come over here and play with J-Hootie and Zora the Enders too, bro. It's like really good that anime in there also, man. All this fight scene, Hideo Kojima. As a matter of fact, we want to give Hideo Kojima a studio. That way he can do what he wants to do, and he can come out with this game called Death Stranding, and he'll leave you standing on death's door because you don't know what the hell's going on.
I'll say the game will probably be confusing, but everyone will love it.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I'm happy. Kudos to the
real
game.
Quick. Along the lines of backwards compatibility, we're talking about what game would you want? Like if you had a choice to pick one game to be backwards compatible,
Microsoft?
Either any console. Yeah.
Omar, lead us off, man. What you want? 5 seconds.
Phantasy Star Online, Xbox from Xbox One.
Oh man, that's good. Yes, I remember that one.
When you think about back in the day, it was a fun game.
Yeah,
it was one of the very first online multiplayer games on Dreamcast. Actually,
right?
They ported it to Xbox.
Yeah,
but this is when you had to get the network adapter, so it was still kind of hard to find, whatever.
Right.
But now. Yeah, with the
One,
Xbox
that would be great.
Because I already know if I look. I remember it wasn't even on a DVD yet, so it was on a CD. So I know the game's not that big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That would be stellar.
That would be my game.
What you got, Hassan? What do you?
What game I want to see come back?
Yeah. If you on whatever console you're playing right now, you want it backwards compatible, you can play it from there.
Xenogears.
Okay. I respect that. Yeah.
I had it on ROM for the S3, Galaxy S3.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but I played it on TV. I want to play it on TV. I don't want to play it on the screen. Like I don't want to be like, I still got the run. Let me shut up. I still got nothing. I don't know anything.
He got the receipts for it. I
had the receipt. Tell him, Omar.
Got a box of receipts for it.
Man, somewhere. Somewhere, but that would be the game.
Yeah.
And Zora the Enders too.
Yes. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, man. I mean, backwards compatibility. Microsoft, man. What's next for them, man? How what else? I mean, time will only tell.
Right.
VR.
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Yeah. We're interested to see what they do with that in that next console. Where Phil Spencer recently said that they're trying to price it console, keep it console price. Yeah. They're not really trying to compete.
Man, 150, maybe 129. I mean, let's price it based on what it's worth. I mean,
150,
$59.99 along with a free game, retroware games. I think with a complimentary Elite controller. I think at $29.99. I think
this price has gone down. Every time you mention it, the prices drop.
Just to make sure, with 50% off if you use the coupon code Sony.
Boy, they're gonna cut you a check on this
We're seeing Hassan in the next PSX.
Right.
Oh man, they're gonna love my banter. They're gonna be like, yo, we need that. Yeah, we need that. Oh yeah. He knows what he's talking about. Nah, seriously, man. Shouts out to Microsoft though. I can't wait to see more. I think Microsoft, this is gonna be their year because this year it seemed like they ain't do nothing.
Yeah, I hope we can do early next year, like a prediction show, because it's gonna be interesting to see between Scorpio and the Switch in general. That's gonna be interesting to see what they do, and then Sony's always got cards up their sleeve.
I mean, would they join up and do something with Hive or something like that with their VR or Oculus or something? Would they make their own?
Right now, that's kind of the way it looks a little bit. Like I think there's some kind of relation. I know Oculus supports the controller.
Yeah, they have that one. I was in the Microsoft store the other day, and they have why?
They so boring.
Wow. Okay, fine. Okay, find me a Sony store, then we'll talk. Find me a Sony store, then we'll talk.
We got
Alrighty then.
There was one in Easton.
A Sony store?
Yeah.
Where?
It wasn't in the building where you saw the Microsoft.
It's at the back of Best Buy.
Wait a
They
minute,
keep the
guys.
TVs.
It's in the clearance section of Best Buy.
What the Joe, just what you got here at the Ramen Room, man. We just having fun. Predictions. We're going to do the prediction show. Not to mention, we're going to be bringing back History in Effect. I meant to say this in the beginning. We're going to bring back History in Effect next month. We're going to kick it off with Madden. Okay?
It's going to be exciting. Madden Bowl stuff.
We should actually pull out some Madden.
That was the thing. We're going to get some people up in the studio, crack open a couple of beers.
Wow. Drunk Madden is the business.
A couple sandwiches.
Oh, so they can't force quit when they're losing?
No, they're gonna have to look at each other. I mean, but they both. I mean, they ain't wimpy, but they.
Yeah. Give them that 21 whitewash though.
Yeah,
with a chance to return it.
Yeah,
and then that's it. You're done.
Yeah, just rear back and fire that one in there. That's what he should say. That's what he should say.
Wow.
I mean, John Batt used to say that every time you do like a completion or any snap, didn't matter what it was, he'd be like, he just rear back and fired that one in there.
That was a run play. What the hell are you trying to do? That's a field goal. What's going on here?
Exactly. He just rear back and fired that one in there. I'm like, hey man, I didn't even throw the ball, man. But yeah, January we're gonna bring History in Effect back. I know y'all like back from what? Y'all just did it last month. You're taking a break because of the holidays, guys. And we'll be bringing it back and going strong. But History in Effect. Good, man. X-Men is what I want to talk about. They are fighting the Inhumans. My friend in Japan, he's probably like, I don't know, losing his mind right now. He's a big Inhuman fan. I mean, I couldn't see. There
is a big Inhuman fan?
Out of nowhere. Bro, you should have saw me when we had the comic book showdown at his house one day. I was like, yeah, man, Iceman, X-Men, what's up? Mark, DC, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, what's going on? He was like, yeah, man, Inhumans. I said, who?
You know about Black Bolt?
Who are they? He's like, Black Bolt, Medusa, Karnak, wonderful people. You know what I mean? So there's a big. But man,
I feel like X-Men's fighting Marvel editorial.
Yeah, they're fighting
the Disney company. Yeah, that's what they're really fighting.
The front office.
It's a weird, just as a meta commentary before we go to the actual comic, that we say that because it's like Marvel's trying to get rid of the X-Men, but the people don't want Inhumans. Like outside of Ms. Marvel, Kamala, you mentioned Karnak, and I guess some stuff with the royal family, Blackington, Boltagon. I mean, people don't seem to. I mean, people. It feels like they're like diet X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not what we want.
Yeah, I don't want them people. I mean, they got Johnny Storm in there too.
Yeah,
he's Inhuman.
No, he ain't no Inhuman.
Did he marry one?
Family.
He's
an orphan
on the down low with Medusa, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Black Bolt.
I believe so. Black Bolt don't get
Black Bolt just
because what can Johnny Storm do to Black Bolt?
That's what makes no sense to me. Because Supernova, Black Bolt just yells at him. It's done.
Yeah, really just yells at him. Like he ain't got to do that. He turned to stone or something like that.
Yeah.
With his little he's got to be like the worst person to ever deal with. Black Bolt? Medusa has found a way to do it.
Yeah.
I personally will have to do my best to contain how I feel when he doesn't give me a reaction that's appropriate for what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
right.
Look,
yeah.
Man, I just found out my wife got colon cancer. I need you to help me financially. And he'll just stare at me like, dude, hey, I just told you, family time. I'm your cousin, man. Help me out, you the king. Look at me. And then Medusa come under, we're like, yo, we're going to give you $2 million. Go ahead, fix that. We're going to have to get ready to tear your Miss Bath or something.
So wait, Cyclops is dead? Both of them?
Yeah.
Both
so,
of them?
I mean, look, spoiler alert. I mean, God.
Sir, I'm reading the intro to this bad boy. It says it right there.
Yes. Fair warning, there will be spoilers
Spoiler
discussed. Did you read the lead up to this, the prelude? Can you give us set the scene, Hassan? Can you give us the?
No, I didn't read it.
You read the prelude? He is that against the X-Men dying. He's like, I ain't even read it. I'm gonna talk about it, but I ain't even read it.
Nah, man. I looked at a little bit of it. Yeah. I guess it was the Theresa Miss is taunted.
Right.
I mean, he's killing them left, right.
Yeah.
You know, and the X-Men has pleaded with the Inhumans, like, yo, you gotta help us handle this. But see, that's like their sacred thing. They don't want to touch that.
Right. Because they don't have a lot of it, right, or something like that. There's some kind of yeah.
So this is it. Like when they. Like, you know, of course, they go into the Theresa Miss, I think, at age 12, something like that. Yeah, so it's like a big thing for them.
Right. That's how they get their powers, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how they become who they really are. You know, that's the theory. I mean, that's what they say. So the I guess with the X-Men, they're like, yo, you gotta get rid of this shit. Like, I mean, come on, man, we homies, bro. Like, what makes us different from y'all? Like, we mutants, we look crazy. Look at Beast. Look at Beast. I mean, would you look at him? Shut up. Look at Beast. He's blue. Look at him. You would have thought he was inhuman. I mean, he just can catch a cold without dying. I mean, that's the thing. That's the difference between us, you know. But they're like, nah, B, we gonna keep the whole Theresa Miss, and y'all gonna have to deal with that. I mean, y'all gonna have to come up with a vaccine. There's no vaccine, you know. So they went to war. And what happened was, spoiler alert, this is a spoiler alert. Scott had died well before the scene where you see Scott dies. Mm-hmm. He had died the moment he got caught up with the sickness.
Right.
I mean, immediately. Wow. You know, so but Emma kept him. Kept the thought. People thought he was alive. Emma kept him alive. And it says not kept him, but you know, with her telepathy. And they thought he died there. You know, against the voice of Black Bolt, but he died because of the disease. So he went out like a bitch.
And they're just like Cyclops. I feel bad for that dude. He gets the worst.
Yeah. Wait.
Reminded me when he died.
Aren't there two of them?
Huh?
Aren't there two of them?
Two Cyclopses?
Yes.
Two Beasts.
Yes, he's probably thinking of a young Cyclops, like when Beast brought the young X-Men
back.
into the
this is homie G-Funk.
This is Hitler Cyclops, as they treat him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Magneto Cyclops.
Yeah, basically.
So I mean, that's who. I mean,
I feel bad. You look at Cyclops though in like X-Men 3 in the cartoon. He never looks cool.
No, man, he seemed like a dick
all the time.
All the time.
You always want Wolverine to win that.
I wouldn't mad if Wolverine made him a new convertible.
Yeah.
Enough time. Like, somebody had to do something for him, right? It's a great time.
You're a little late.
You know, Mario, actually, I know, right? Super Mario Run. They gave me that, like, dude, y'all, fuck y'all. Anyway,
I feel like on paper the idea of Inhumans versus X-Men sounds really good. You've got two, superpower enhanced groups,
right?
Kind of similar to each other. The Inhumans generally kept to themselves, used to be in the dark side of the moon or the blue area of the moon. Mm-hmm. And then when they went to Attilan, and you have the X-Men who are kind of separate in upstate New York and they handle space stuff. On paper, it seems like it should be a really interesting and really cool event between like two outsiders who could probably get pretty nasty in terms of fighting. But for some reason, this whole, maybe it's because it feels like Marvel's trying to push the Inhumans and make the Inhumans so for the right ahead of their series. It's just not engaging. It does not draw me in.
I feel it. How you feel, Omar?
The thing about it is not like outside of the very few instances where I've seen the Inhumans interact with even Fantastic Four or the Avengers or even X-Men for the most part. Most people who are casual readers don't know who they are.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. They're like, who the heck is this? And why do I have to go through all of this of trying to figure out who they are? So like Guardians of the Galaxy. If you read the comic books, you knew who they were. Mm-hmm. But if you are a casual reader or if you just went and saw the movie, you would go and try to create a backstory. But what they did that kind of screwed me up for that is that they created a story based off the movie as opposed to going back and reading the actual story that goes with those characters.
Right.
Same thing's going to happen here. They're going to try to push them license-wise or movie-wise. They're going to try to have that movie tie in with that comic book. So in order for them to get that fan base, they have to push it out earlier. But the thing is, most people don't realize most people really started reading X-Men in the 80s and 90s. So when you think about that build up, it took them 15, 20 years, 30 years to get to the point where they actually made a movie. So now they're trying to expedite that process now with the Inhuman.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's what they're trying to do.
They do have a movie coming out.
Well, it got canceled. Or at least delayed. They have a show coming out, and then some of it's going to be displayed at IMAX, but the movie, I know at least was pushed back. The movie's kind of in limbo. Like, it's not as certain as it once was a year or so ago. But again, because I think people just aren't responding to the Inhumans. Like you said, the X-Men and a lot of these characters, you have history. You have not only just their comic history, but you have personal history with it. Like we talked about last week, you watched the Saturday morning cartoon show for X-Men. You know, you've seen Wolverine, you've seen him in the 2000 movies and the leather. It's been, you've built up a relationship, so to speak, with these characters, and for the humans, for them to do that so quickly, it's jarring and it doesn't really work.
And then you have so many different storylines for the X-Men. You have so many different storylines, so many different arcs. I remember the first time I really read a Wolverine comic is when he was sitting in the acid bath and got up and you could only see his adamantium skeleton from his chest down. I was like, I can read some more of this. Hold on. I was like, yo.
Where's your antimanium undies?
Right.
But yeah, even to that point, you think about it. You think of X-Men, you like, Age of Apocalypse, Days of Future Past, X-Force stuff, all these.
That is my favorite by far.
Like you have that for the Inhumans, you don't have a storyline like that. There's nothing.
You have one storyline, or it's always a conjunction with someone else's. So.
Right, exactly.
I saw one line was like Black Bolt goes to camp or something like that. I don't read about this. Black Bolt's first Christmas. Like, this is boring.
Black Bolt learns miming. Like, really?
It's no pictures, no words. The moment that came out. I mean, it's true, guys. Look it up. The moment that came out, that's when you knew. Like, they let Eric Bendis and all them. They all just took a break because they didn't have to write a story. You know what I mean? So they just got all the pencilers and inkers and everybody, and they just made a pictorial. And that's why the Inhumans are boring. Now, when you ask my friend Steve, he'll be like, boring. No. Tell us, Steve. Why is this not boring? Because there's a lot of rich. Is royalty and bloodline and struggle. How do you get that from Inhumans and not from X-Men?
Right. And I could even see, because I've seen that mentioned before about the Inhumans when they're their best, when you're talking about the world, but and that's fine, and I think that's great, but it's still not X-Men. You know what I'm saying? You still don't want X-Men characters, Nightcrawler, Sentinels, Senator Kelly, all these things. You kind of know how the X-Men work. They have that dealings with the Shi'ar, all this stuff. It's deeper. Exactly. It's a lot richer.
Like chocolate.
It has culture.
Right. It really does. If they weren't trying to push it for the movie and they were giving it its proper time, I think it would work.
You gotta say it again. Say it again.
For the culture?
Yeah. You gotta say it with a capital C.
Culture.
That's what I'm talking about. Culture and the X-Men.
That's like, so when you think about it, everyone has their favorite X-Men.
Right.
Can you name your favorite Inhuman? Can you name an Inhuman?
I really just know Karnak. I like Karnak.
That's everyone's answer.
I know Lockjaw. I know Black Bolt.
Yeah.
That's only two I really
know. He's a dog, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Important dog.
Lockjaw, Ms. Marvel, Karnak, you mentioned, Black Bolt, Medusa.
She's Inhuman.
She's Kamala. She's not Carol, but the newer one.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah. She's Inhuman. Yeah. I mean, but that's it. There's like 5.
I mean, what about the one that looked like the strong one?
Yeah, good luck with that. Strong guy?
The strong one?
Guido?
Is that it?
I don't know.
Yeah, Diggle? No.
He gonna make me pull out the Marvel Encyclopedia.
Diggle. Oh. Let me see. I'll pull him up, man, as I proceed.
I'll dig that.
What you need. But yeah, man, he corny. I mean, Medusa her powers. We always thought her powers were sweet. That hair shit. Man.
You like that Storm Mohawk? Just looking at that picture.
So I'm just gonna say this: isn't Magneto like 107?
Yes, he is ridiculous.
If he's ultimately powerful, though, man. At the end of the day, you gotta.
Even after his last story arc, he was severely depowered. So how was he still around? Why is he still around? I understand he's one of the probably favorite villains of the Marvel universe.
It's just Marvel has that. I don't know how to explain it very well, but like that sliding time scale.
Yeah.
That make things kind of work. Because World War II has gotten a lot farther away than it was when he first came out. Or 20 years ago. He should be decrepit.
What's about homie right here?
What did it say his name?
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Does he want to be the Juggernaut?
Go back to the very beginning. Go back to the beginning of the.
Oh, they list them?
Yeah, they list them.
Dumbass. They're like, it's not read comics.
Come on. So, see, you know what's really bad? That they have to list the characters before you even start reading.
Yeah,
that tells you
it's
all screwed up.
Yeah.
I know who I can tell you all the
They always
X-Men.
do that. They always do that. Kind of. You got my boy Karnak.
Yeah.
Gorgon. Come on.
You can keep it. You can keep that name.
I should have known that was
Gorgon.
Yo, man,
So generic.
Who's your favorite Inuit? Gorgon. What did he do?
Why they call him Old Man Logan? Is he finally starting to age?
He is the Logan from the storyline called Old Man Logan, who was brought over into the new main Earth Prime or whatever.
Because I know they killed that Wolverine. Right?
Yeah, and his story was actually pretty interesting, and I've read.
Logan? That's why they're making a movie out of it. That's why that's his last
and it would be so much better if they had all the characters. But I was reading actually one of his recent comics. He has his own solo run, and it kind of went deeper into that night when all the villains attacked, and it was pretty interesting. I'd like to see more of that.
That's why I bought this suit. I had to get this for the X-Men, man. I want more to know. I don't give a shit about y'all.
So, are you gonna read the X-Men Blue and Gold series is coming out?
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm getting my DC though, man. I'm getting my Green Lantern here a little bit.
What's going on with Green Lantern?
Isn't he Ion now?
Well, Kyle Rayner's Ion. He's not Ion. He's a White Lantern.
So who's the Green Lantern now?
I think.
Aren't there like 4 Green Lanterns now?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's always been a couple.
Yeah, because
they're all for Earth.
It's Simon, Baz, and what's her face? That lady.
Yeah, one with the dark ring, the one with the power ring from Power Ring.
Yeah, Power Ring. Yeah. Formerly Power Ring.
What am I thinking about? Power Ring.
Yeah. What's going on in DC, man? We got a new Superman, right?
Superboy.
I don't know, man.
Asian American or Asian Superman.
Yeah. So they have a Superman, they have a Superboy, they have an Asian Superman.
Damn, I just like by the wayside. I thought we were gonna talk about something else exciting.
Oh, you mean like that Spider-Man Homecoming trailer?
Yeah.
If you're ready for it, man, I was
absolute trash.
Okay,
man. Start there.
All right.
Sorry. It was
off the top. Yeah, real quick. What are your thoughts? Like, how'd you feel about it? How you sum it up? You liked it?
I liked it. I did.
I was.
I mean, this is what the third reboot.
Yeah,
fourth. Third reboot.
I like all the other trailers I saw.
Wait, when was the first Spider-Man come out? Like 2001?
Yeah, because it had the Twin Towers and then they removed it. So I think it was about
2. They took the Twin Towers.
No, it was 1 because in the commercial he caught like a car in between the two on some web, and then they got rid of that after September 11th.
So I'm trying to figure out how you reboot a movie franchise 3 times in 15 years.
You give it to Sony to screw up a few times, and then Marvel had
it. You like Tobey Maguire in that.
Hey, okay. Listen, all right. Tobey Maguire made a good Peter Parker, decent Peter Parker, and Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite, even including MCU comic book movies, because I think it was a really well done comic book movie and Spider-Man movie. But 1 doesn't hold up as well, and 3 was just a mess. It was.
So it's time to reboot it.
Yeah, well, 3 was a mess. Then there was an issue with filming 4. The cast basically walked away, so they rebooted it with Andrew Garfield.
Right.
Amazing Spider-Man, I think they did a good job of portraying Spider-Man himself, but I didn't like their Peter Parker. Sony had their problems, and that franchise fell through. And they were trying. I'm kind of glad it did, because they were trying to build a cinematic universe based on one property, which makes no sense.
You can't do that because you need the license for everyone else.
Yeah, they were trying to do a Sinister Six movie, and then maybe one with allegedly there was an Aunt May movie, but that was just a rumor. I don't think that was actually happening.
What's that?
Oh, I just got a fan.
Hey.
All right.
But yeah, 2 Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. I'll say.
Aren't they running out of villains by now?
For Spider-Man? Of good ones, yeah. I mean, he's got other villains, but honestly.
He has tons of villains.
But who do you want to actually see? Green Goblin, maybe Hobgoblin.
You know who I really want to see?
Yeah.
Kane.
Oh, yeah. That would be fantastic. I wish the MCU would have the guts to do. Maybe not full Clone Saga, because that was a hot mess.
The Ben Reilly saga.
Yeah, but if we could get Kane in there, even just a reference to Kane, like even if he's his own separate person, I think that would be pretty.
I don't know how I feel like this. I mean, Spider-Man, I get it. Everybody see the trailer, the eye movements, the suit looks great. The coordination of everything that you're seeing in this trailer looks amazing. Looks very Spider-Man. But there again, I felt the same way about the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, and I actually felt that way about when, you know.
I think the one advantage this has is that we've seen the Spider-Man in action before we've seen his movie. Mm-hmm. So we have a better sense of what to expect a little bit tonally from both Peter Parker and Spider-Man, kind of his scenes. It's going to be a Marvel movie. It's going to be quips and goofiness and jokes here and all over the place. But I think, I'm excited. I was concerned at first that it was a little too much Robert Downey Jr., a little too much Iron Man.
I thought there's going to be a lot of Robert Downey Jr.
Well,
he might not even be. Well, you think he'd be? He's going to be Iron Man in there.
Yeah. Well, I think what we've seen when I rewatched it, I realized I think what we saw was just the beginning of the movie, a midpoint where he's kind of like, you know, hey, leave it to us, and it causes Peter to go try to do it on his own, and then an end where they're swinging together because now we accept Spider-Man. So I think we've probably seen most of Robert Downey Jr.'s role in the movie. I don't think I hope they don't do too much more.
No, because they probably do the same thing they did for Joker and Suicide Squad. You think he's going to be all up and down in the movie? The movie cut, he's only in a few scenes. Which
I think, unlike Suicide Squad, would be good for Spider-Man because as much as I like the MCU being connected and as much as I always wanted that, it is kind of nice to go back, separate a little bit, just to have the character do their own thing. Get some space. That way when they get back together, it's a little more special again.
But I wish they would... That's the only thing I miss is that they don't have all the characters of the Marvel Universe that are part of the Avengers and part of those teams actually on those teams. That's the part that always bugs me. Because when you go back and look at Avengers, you know that Beast was an Avenger. Wolverine was an Avenger. Just think if Wolverine was in one of the Avengers movies.
That would be...
Just think of that.
It would make perfect sense to me. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I take into account what we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about the real world, and the real world, you know, it
money,
and ego and issue.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you got Fox, you got Sony, you got everybody knows why this can't happen,
right?
But everybody knows why it should.
Exactly,
and it definitely should, because it makes Marvel look stupid as shit. They have all these different people. That's why Sony jumped in there. Sony got the good end of the deal, but they got the game.
Well, no, the way it really worked is that since Marvel was going to bankrupt, they had to find some way to stay afloat. So that's how you stay afloat.
You think they were going to go bankrupt completely?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back then, yeah. That's why they sell those properties off. Yeah. They were in trouble.
Yeah, but that when
DC could have bought them.
Look, you know what? So when DC and Marvel did that crossover, where they had Superman fighting Hulk, and then they combined all the characters, where they had Batman and Wolverine as one character, don't you ever in your life? That was so bad.
Let me tell you something, though. I would love to see Batman. Like, think how crazy Batman would be with Wolverine's healing factor. Dude would be unstoppable.
Batman. He wouldn't be Batman then.
Like, no, but think about if Batman could just... He would never not be Batman.
He wouldn't be Batman.
The mission all the time.
Because the best thing about Batman is that he's human.
Yeah. I mean, from the character-wise, I get that. I'm just saying, in universe, seeing like Batman... Yeah, if he had Wolverine's ridiculous healing factor...
I mean, well, he kind of does.
Yeah, well...
I mean, because a lot of the stuff that he takes should put him in his grave.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just fly with this, right?
Yeah.
I mean... But at the end of the day, if people just knew, on paper, hey, he has Wolverine's healing factor, what the hell did this happen? You know, then it'll make sense when Bane break his back. It ain't just gotta be like he's not gonna fight because his back is broke. He could be like, I can't just beat this nigga.
If Batman had that healing factor, he could beat Bane. Eventually, he would just wear him down.
Bro, it comes a time to where even though you got a particular thing, okay, let's ask Wolverine to go fight Superman. Eventually, Wolverine's gonna be like, you know what, man. You got this. But
Bane's not Superman, though. Bane is not as fast. He don't got flight. He ain't as strong.
I roped you into saying that.
All you gotta do is cut his feet to Venom. That's all you gotta do.
Exactly.
Cut his feet to Venom.
Cut them too. Take some scissors.
You're right. Bane is not.
That's just like the whole Hulk versus Superman argument. Really?
Yep.
That's because Superman's broken. That's why. He's just OP. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad we all understand that. Saying that part.
Yeah, as long as you accept that. That was my concern.
What other movies? Have you seen the Wonder Woman trailer?
Very excited about Wonder Woman.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I just...
Oh, just say you don't want to see it then.
No, listen, I want to... Here's the problem, right? Here's the problem.
Oh, shit.
The only problem is, I was really hyped to see Suicide Squad. I was so excited off those trailers, and I saw it, and I liked it, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. And that's what my fear with Wonder Woman is. Because before Batman vs Superman came out, I was really excited to see that movie. Didn't like that as much. And Wonder Woman, again, looks good in the trailer. I mean, I don't like this. There's a little too much slow motion for my taste, but whatever. It looks good in trailer, but I don't know if it's going to pan out to be what I want to be. Yes, that is true.
Is this Star Trek or is this? Nah, I'm excited about it, man. Yeah. I think it's gonna be probably the best one to come out of DC's camp. I mean, so far, yeah.
It looks like it so far.
Yeah,
it's only what? Like it's only what? 2 movies deep right now.
3.
What's the? Oh, Super. Oh no.
Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Suicide Squad, right?
That's recently come out.
Yeah.
As far as the new
DC universe.
DC universe. Huh?
Man still considered it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Same right. Superman. They reference
Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, they're fast tracking the new Superman. Batman's well underway.
Justice League, actually, I don't know. Do you think
Wonder
Woman looks better than Justice League?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of Justice League.
Yeah, I mean, but what we've seen so far, I mean,
I think Justice League has potential. I mean, because basically Justice League is going to be able to show you the characters that you want to see. I mean, they said that that's where they're going to introduce the Green Lantern Corps movie at the end.
They are?
Yeah, at the end.
See that?
Yeah, so
wait a minute.
I want Green Lantern, but I'm just.
Who was Green Lantern in the?
I have no idea.
He doesn't exist as far as I know. I don't think they've announced it in casting.
No, but that's right, because when you look at he's not in the Lex Luthor files from Batman vs Superman.
Nah, but I mean, that reason why is because they're out in space.
I was gonna say that kind of makes sense because he's
So they're gonna bring him in at the end of Justice League, but then you got the Justice League, you got the Batman movie.
Dude, if Justice League is good, a teaser or sizzle reel at the end or whatever, Sting at the end of the movie with Green Lantern. It might topple Thanos for me as best post-credit scene. Because right now that's still my favorite. The Avengers first movie, the Thanos scene. If they show that power ring.
Yeah. If you see a group of, if you see that.
Oh yes.
You see. I forgot the scrolls.
I was just thinking how seeing that. Yeah. That would be so sweet. It's just the light is just green and they pull back and it's just the lanterns floating.
Wait, what about the one that's a planet? What is his name?
Mogo. Mogo. And it's just like the Guardians is like, all right, let's go to work, and then it's just it'll be so sweet.
He'd be like that. Or they could just show up like something's about to happen because of the whole war.
Or the green glow.
And then the Green Lanterns come out, and you see them. You see like all these green. Just lights going across the sky like meteors.
Someone just drops.
It's like, it seems like I need some help.
There's an invasion coming.
I'll throw a rock at the screen.
So do you want if that's it, it's something like that? Do you want it to be Kyle or you want it to be Hal?
Hal.
I'd say it has to be Hal.
It has to be Hal. The first introduction of that is Hal.
It's got to be
Hal. It has to be Hal.
I mean, I was
John.
I was excited about John Stewart. Tyrese got if he would have got it. Come on, let's just be honest. I mean, he may not.
It's Tyrese that I was gonna say. I mean, but there's other black people who can. Most of them are in Black Panther, but I'm sure there are some who didn't get to make the cut.
Black Hollywood is in Black Panther.
Some who didn't make the cut.
I am all for it. I will watch it as many times as need be, and I will not watch it.
The only person who's not in Black Panther.
It's Will Smith. Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington somewhere talking about, well, don't watch the news. Watch the news. I mean, what's different from fake news when you get it first, baby? Come check out my movie Magnificent 7 on DVD. Get it for your mom and dad. Everybody, y'all see y'all later. See on the flip side. Stay cool. I'm like, yo, man, what is wrong with Denzel? But not besides those two, there's Donald Glover. You know why?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's going to be in Star Wars.
No, Donald Glover's in Spider-Man. He's got a cameo.
So was Zendaya, I think, too.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be about a big lead into our Star Wars segment. You know, he's also in Spider-Man.
Nah, I want to see Spider-Man. No, I want to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I'm excited for that. That looks really good.
Baby Groot. Yes. Baby Groot.
The Rocket Group dynamic's always fun.
It's like a Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
It's gonna be fun.
You know what's funny about that is that you said Baby Groot, and then I thought to myself, well, he died.
No, you have to look at the end credits, buddy.
And then he's a Baby Groot.
Yeah,
I forgot because Baby Groot came out of Big Groot,
right?
But I'm like, why are you talking about Groot being dead?
And then did you see?
Baby Groot.
You see they're
I'm dumb.
I don't know if they're fast tracking it, but I think they're. I'm not sure how far along they are, but I know they have Suicide Squad 2 in development, and also a Gotham City Sirens movie.
Yeah, they just with that.
I don't know about that only because I know it's going to be very Harley driven, and Margot Robbie. I mean, she's fine and all, but I'm kind of tired of Harley right now. And yeah, and she's going to put her front and center, and I
thought Deadshot was getting his own movie.
Yeah, there's supposed to be talks. I don't know how far along Deadshot is.
They're doing it. They're trying to find the most obscure characters and trying to make money off of them.
DC is going to make these movies whether you want them or not.
Oh no.
Oh, you got to, man. I mean, they
gotta go get that money grab.
I mean, because they're doing everything right. Besides, I mean, their comic book sales are going through the roof. Mm-hmm. The cartoons are most anticipated.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Their animated movies are most anticipated.
That's because they are done right.
They're
always done right.
The movies are done wrong, and they realize that they had a lot of money in their hands a long time ago. I mean, people are looking forward to playing the daggone was it Unjustice League? What was it?
Injustice 2.
Yeah. With Supergirl.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the character models are trash, but
yeah.
I mean, who's mad?
What else? Oh, there's a new Underworld coming out. The final one. Did you watch Underworld?
Yeah, I watched it.
I think I saw the first 2. I haven't seen it.
It's like 4 of them.
Yeah. I did see something. I think the director didn't like the most recent one or something like that. There was some issue with that. But yeah, I think it'll be good. Selene, I always thought was an interesting character, especially with no Blade going around. Makes a good, action vampire flick.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else is out there. Fast and Furious 8. I'm not too pressed about that. It's gonna be there.
That looked pretty cool. I mean, I'm surprised that they made it.
Justice League. Hey, it don't come until next November.
Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot coming up. This year.
War for the Planet of the Apes.
Did you see this? Did you see the second one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
The second one? I haven't seen. I keep meaning to watch it because I saw the first and thought it was the remake. Thought it was really good.
The second one is good too.
Yeah, the
second
is
really good because they follow right along where it's supposed to be, so it actually works out well. They're making another Resident Evil movie.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting because those have been okay, I guess.
They're sucking the life out of that situation. They're trying to get every single drop. Yeah, Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Oh, that sounds boring.
Yeah. There's another Kingsman, World War Z 2.
Hey, Kingsman was good. The first
Kingsman
one
was good.
That was fantastic. Like that, it surprised me how much I liked that movie.
I know people are thinking like, "Oh, this is a big departure from the show."
Or trailers.
I will say this is some nerds type stuff. I mean, because the nerd, like a good comedian by the name of Eric Tate, nobody knows who he is, but he says nerd is the new black.
New black? I've always been black.
Look, but nerd is the new black. That's the cool thing.
It really is. Nerd is it's trendy.
I've always been cool. I don't know where you been.
Not personally.
Well, I mean, we talked about it.
Buddy.
We kind of glossed over it. Back to it. It's coming out here soon. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Rogue One. What are your thoughts on that?
I've been seeing the reviews come out, man. 9.0 here. And
yeah.
10, I know it's going to be good.
I hope it's better than Force Awakens. Because Force Awakens, I watched.
First off, you have to think of it. It's not a technical Star Wars movie. So all the characters you're thinking about saying aren't going to be there.
Yeah.
So
but that puts them in a position to come out with a Star Wars movie every damn year. I mean,
no, that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing because they got the Star Wars story, which is going to be in between the actual Star Wars movie.
They're maximizing their money.
Yeah, they got Disney is there getting money.
Disney's like, yo, we about to make bread every time.
Yeah, because they got 8 next year. Then they have isn't the Han Solo spinoff the following year after next
prequel.
Year?
I'm okay.
But isn't this what we always wanted, though, for real?
I mean, it is if it works. Because, like I said, The Force Awakens, I enjoyed it when I saw it, but then you look back and it was, I know they were playing it safe, but it was a little too safe. It kind of turned down my enjoyment of the series.
The Force became more. The Force is more than what I thought it would be.
Yeah, and I'm not here to.
Powerful. Why is everybody able to use the Force?
And I'm not here to harp on it, but it was just so much like New Hope that it's not.
But you think about it, it's a third trilogy of the.
Yeah, it just.
What is the set of 9?
I hope that Disney. Yeah, what would that mean? I hope that Disney doesn't take it too safe. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't.
I think. Cause my favorite one out of the Star Wars for real to this day is Return of the Jedi. After rewatching Empire Strikes Back, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, people love Empire. I think that's what most people consider to be the best.
But my Return of the Jedi. For dumb reasons. Like he wears an all black outfit and his lightsaber's green.
Honestly, that was my reason. When I was a kid, I was like, oh.
Like, look at this ninja outfit. These are like, you grow up, he's like, okay, so the green lightsaber is like a Nodachi and everything else is like a katana and it's like supposed to be longer. And I was like, man, and then he had the story has it that he went out after he left, after the events of Empire Strikes Back, he went out to build his own lightsaber because he lost his dad's lightsaber because it was Ben's, but it came from Anakin.
Right.
So it's like, oh, this is like, who puts this together from 3 movies and never had another movie since '98? Like, who does this? Like, so it's to get to this point, and it's like, oh, there's this black guy who's all about this gun thing, right? And then he uses a lightsaber, but he's like really proficient. Like, it just throws out the whole training.
Yeah, that was my, again, not to harp on Force Awakens, but that's why, I mean, again, there was that, and then I can't speak for everybody else, but I was excited when the prequels were announced, and I saw the poster, and you saw Anakin and the Vader shadow, and then we all saw how that went. So, Rogue One looks really good. I'm hoping the rest of the series.
The opportunity to make a new story.
And then, especially with them throwing out the extended, universe stuff, but still incorporating some of it. Clearly, they don't mind going to that well a little bit.
I mean, because that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So there's a lot of directions they can go. With
just like Marvel. Oh, we got a whole slew of shit we can say about the X-Men, but you know what? We're gonna do this dumb shit. We could have did Age of Apocalypse, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about racial inequality. We're gonna make it First Class.
Hey, First Class was good.
It's gonna be all about racial.
That's one of the best X-Men movies.
Racial issues. We're gonna and you're gonna have a really mediocre type, Magnus, who's really trying to identify with everybody at this point. He's really like an asshole, but this time, not this time. This time,
gotta give him sympathetic. Gotta get you to root for Eric Lunscher.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's like, he barely flies too, but when he does, it looks really fucking awesome. Remember that. And Beast. No, not the one you think it is. No, he's gonna have this crush thing with the other blue chick, and he's gonna like run fast, and he's gonna like tamper with his.
He has hands for feet. That's what it is. He has opposable thumbs on his feet.
We're just gonna turn the world upside down on X-Men, and then next thing you know, before that, we're gonna talk about the Hellfire Club. We're like, give a shit about the Hellfire Club. That's what we're saying. I mean, all this stuff we could talk about. We choose the dumbest. That's why, doing that joke, I forgot what I was gonna say. Take us out, Randall.
All right, yeah. So it's been about an hour, so we might as well let the people
let us know what you think about. Because at this point, upon recording, as we're recording this, you guys are going to have, especially all your diehards, are going to go see Spider-Man. I mean, not Spider-Man, but
Star Wars.
So let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, let us know what we can
see the reviews, but I want to know how you think.
Yeah, we can discuss it. What you thought? Where can they let us know, Hassan?
At the ramenroom@gmail.com. That's going to be TheRamenRoom @gmail.com. So, for those who just couldn't hear me before. Yeah. Let us know about that. Let us know about how you feel about Mario Run. Let us know. At the same place. TheRamenRoom@gmail.com. And what else we got?
Did you want to do that last time? Did you want to do that last? I didn't know if we wanted to close out. You want to go close out, or you want to?
What last time? What was last time?
Nothing. Just, yeah, that's it.
All right. So, Randall, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to us today. They're like, man, dude, close the damn show, dude. But I don't want to do it this time. I'm going to give the honors to Omar, since this is his second time on the set. Take us out.
I want to thank everybody for being here with us. If you have any questions, feel free. Hit us up at theramenroom@gmail.com. Thanks again. All right. Holla at you later.
Peace.
Peace.
That was nice. That was fun.